Today we're going to talk about time, and we're going to talk about lessons and how lessons keep repeating themselves until we finally get it. So I've lived in this country for quite a few years now, and if I think back to in the first couple of years when I was here, I was invited to a wedding, and I went to this afternoon wedding with a friend of mine who is also an expat. We arrived right like foreigners would. The invitation said 2 o'clock. We arrived at 1:45. We were the only people in the church, and we were waiting. There was one other man there, and he was dressed very nicely. He was also an expat. We talked and we waited, we talked and we waited, and through our conversation, we found out that he was actually the groom, the man who was supposed to be married. And he was there right at the same time as us, and we just chatted and waited, and finally at 4 o'clock, the wedding happened. So we were just thinking, okay, this is a one-off thing. The people were just running late. They didn't even tell the groom, so obviously it was just a mistake. And poor groom, by the way, he must have been worried, I would imagine. So fast forward a few years, I was still within my first 5 years of being here. I was invited to this really swank party in Managua, the capital of Nicaragua, and on the invitation, it said 7 o'clock Gringo time, 5 o'clock Nica time. I was like, wow, so this is really a thing. This is really a cultural thing. And they do that. This was a Canadian mining company that I was invited to their Christmas party. And they do that. They told me they do that for all of their events. Otherwise, people will just turn up at different times. So yes, so again, I went at 7. It started at 7. All of the Nicaraguan people were there because they were told it started at 5 p.m. Now, just this past weekend, I have this wonderful friend, and she and her friends invited me to go stay with them up in Rancho Santana. And if you've ever heard of Rancho Santana, or if you've never heard of Rancho Santana, it's a very sweet, awesome place that is just an hour and a half from my place. It is, again, right on the coast, the Pacific coast of Nicaragua. It has great surf breaks. It has a couple of little communities right outside of it, Limon Uno y Limon Dos. Lemon 1 and Lemon 2, that's the name of the communities. And then we have Rancho Santana, that's kind of in the middle, which is a gated community. It has huge houses that overlook the Pacific Ocean and overlook a surf break. Pretty wonderful. And my friend, she invited me. I went and stayed. I had my own bedroom right by the pool. So I got up in the morning and I swam laps in the pool. We visited, and then we all just packed up. And I love this about some groups. Some groups you don't have to dilly-dally and wait until everybody is ready. We just said we're going, and we all went, and we went to the beach. We ate burrito bowls in some little hut run by Nicaraguan people, and we rented a couple of surfboards, and we all took our turns. Okay, if I said we were surfing, that would be like super generous, but there was the ocean there, we were there, there were surfboards there. I managed to stand up 2 or 3 times on my surfboard, but dude, that is a lot of work. Surfing is a lot of work. I often try here in the Bay as well, but surfing is a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. So we did that. We came home, and there was an advertisement for a rodeo that night. So we showered really quick, and we got ready. Everybody else was wearing like jeans and cowboy boots, but I was living out of my backpack, so all I had was a little sundress, and that is what I wore. But we arrived at the rodeo right at 4 o'clock. And it might have been a couple minutes before 4, actually. And yeah, so we were there. And guess who else was there? The concession workers. and the bulls were there, but nobody else was there. And we decided that we would go in. We paid the extra little bit of money to have VIP seats, which were white chairs like this, white plastic chairs. That was our VIP seating. We sat there and we waited and we watched and we waited. There's a lot of people watching going on. Yeah, and finally, at 7 o'clock, the announcers started the show. So once things kicked off, it was super fascinating. The first thing that they did was that all of the participants in the show or the rodeo, they came into the ring, and all of the cowboys took turns drawing names of bulls or out of a little bag, and they pulled out the name of the bull, and that's the bull that they were going to ride. When they were done with that, the announcer said, okay, we are going to pray. So everybody in the stands, they stood up to pray. And except for the cowboys, they fell to their knees and they had their hands up like this. And everybody prayed, and they prayed for safety and success. And it was like a very somber moment for me. I was like, whoa, this is really serious. And all I could think of was, are these young men, are they praying that their time is not up? And I believe that's what they were praying for. And I looked to the guy who is part of my friends group, and I said to him, whoa, this is serious. I feel badly for these guys. And he said, yeah, we have a little rodeo where I come from, and all of the men I know, they say, the only reason to ride a bull is if you want to meet a nurse. So I thought that was very funny, and it kind of lifted my spirits. After the prayer was over, we stayed standing for the national anthem of Nicaragua. This was a very beautiful and patriotic moment. And then after that, the action finally began. Corinda did this version, a slow down version, which is very cool. We stayed just for a few rides because, you know, by this time we were exhausted from sitting in our plastic VIP seats. But the energy was fantastic. By this time, the stands were full. People kept coming in throughout those 3 hours. And we ate. We ate the food that was there. It was just concession food, but again, they had ceviche, just like at the baseball games. You can see Corinda here. She is trying the ceviche. She said it was nice and cold and it was delicious.
This is the most amazing ceviche in El Mundo.
And how much was it?
60 cores.
They had fried chicken. They even had coconuts. So I had fried chicken and French fries, and I drank a coconut, and everything was wonderful. None of us got ill. Everything was healthy and delicious. In thinking back to this was my third lesson in time. So again, time is different. Time is treated different from North Americans and Europeans than they are in Latin America. So if you are thinking of retiring or moving to San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua, what I would say to any potential retirees is that be aware of this difference in time. And when you're invited somewhere, say it in a nice way. You can say, is this gringo time or is this Nica time? What I'm trying to say is that foreigners, expats like me, we treat time very exact, very literal. And it's not taken like that here. It's more like a suggestion. So keep that in mind the next time you're here in anywhere in Latin America, especially here in Nicaragua. So if you like this story, if it gave you any good information, please give me a thumbs up. It costs you nothing at all, and it helps me out a great deal with the algorithm.